Good morning and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 174. I'm continuing the story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Now, all the robbers, 37 of them, were in these barrels, these oil barrels. Morgiana went out to fetch some oil. She took a pot with her to fill, the one that they usually kept full. And when she got close to the first donkey, a voice from inside that vessel said, "Is it time?" Now, most slaves, when they would hear something like that, would have screamed or made a noise. But Morgiana, being who she was, she stopped, cold in her tracks, and collected her thoughts. She realized the danger that her master was in and said to the man and the other one on the other side of the donkey, "The time is near. Wait quietly." She went to the next donkey and said the same thing and went all the way down the line until she got to the last donkey. Now, each time that she had said something to the donkeys, the men inside had returned with an acknowledgement. When she got to the last donkey, only one voice from one side of the donkey spoke. She thought, okay. She opened the lid on the other one, and of course it was filled with oil. She took this pot of oil back, filled the lamp, lit it, and came up with a plan. She went back out and took a huge amount of that oil out of the true oil container and began to heat it until it was beyond the point of boiling water. And with this, she went back out to the donkeys, and opening each lid, she poured enough of the scalding hot oil onto each one of the robbers. They were instantly killed. Of course, this took some time. Back inside she went and waited to see what would happen next. When all was quiet, the captain of the robbers took some pebbles that he had brought with him and threw them at the leathern vessels that held the men. Nothing happened. Feeling afraid and worried, wondering what was going on, he went down into the yard and opened the top of one of the vessels. He saw what had happened. He went to each one of the donkeys and saw that the same fate had, taken the lives of every one of his men. He knew he'd been found out and feared for his life. He broke the lock on a door and entered the garden, Ali Baba's garden, and then climbed wall after wall until he made his escape. Morgiana had watched from a quiet place till all had transpired. And then she went to her room and went to sleep. The next morning, Ali Baba was surprised to see that all of the donkeys were still there. And, the oil merchant was nowhere to be seen. He went to Morgiana and asked, what's going on? And she said, well, maybe you should check and check the oil vessels. And so out Ali Baba went, and Morgiana followed. And he opened up one of the vessels, and there inside he could see what had happened. What is this? He said. What is going on? Why is there a man in here? And Morgiana explained everything to him. Oh, Ali Baba, well, he led all of those donkeys into that inner garden, which was very large. And there he buried all those dead men. The donkeys were taken to market and sold. But there was a lingering concern of what had happened to the captain. And we'll stop the story there to see what happens next.